Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir, good evening. Should
Can
we
you
go
hear me?
live?
Just a minute. Hello? Hello?
So you're audible.
So we are live.
You're audible.
I welcome everyone,
My Bluetooth is not working. I'm trying to understand why.
all the students, all the parents.
I don't know why my Bluetooth is not working.
Sir, you are audible and visible. The session has gone live. So students are still joining. Let us take 2 minutes for students to join. And we
The
will
sir is
resume.
connecting his Bluetooth. That's why you're not. He's not able to listen to what he's saying. So we can wait for 5 minutes.
Okay. So let more students and parents join.
Anyway, my Bluetooth is not working. My video is, can somebody has to enable my video? I'm ready. Anand, can you ask somebody to enable my video?
Yes. The IT team will enable your video, sir. So we are starting the session now. Let me welcome all the 165 students and parents who have joined so far. And more students and parents are continue to join. So welcome everyone to this very special interactive session with none other than our founding Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. C. Rajkumar. Today's session's topic is 5-year BCom LLB Honors Program, answering the questions of what, why, and how. This is a world-class opportunity to pursue legal careers in corporate sector. So this session, this interactive session is on a particular program called BCom LLB Honors Program. But let me tell you, it's not something different from any of the 5-year LLB honors programs offered in the law school. And who could be a better speaker on this topic than someone who has himself done a BCom and LLB, Professor Dr. C. Rajkumar, like many other legendary lawyers and judges and politicians and people of high eminence, including our late Union Finance Minister, Mr. Arun Jaitley, or Mr. Harris Salve, or many distinguished lawyers and judges. So I take this opportunity to introduce our founding Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. C. Rajkumar, to you. Professor Dr. C. Rajkumar, a Rhodes Scholar, is the founding Vice Chancellor of O.P. Jindal Global University in India. He was appointed as the Vice Chancellor at the age of 34 when the university was established in the year 2009. Professor Kumar conceived the idea of establishing India's first global university, and with the visionary leadership and philanthropic support of Mr. Naveen Jindal, established JGU in Sonipat, Haryana in 2009. JGU is one of only 20 universities in India and the only non-STEM university, non-science, technology, engineering, and mathematics and medicine university, which has been declared as an institution of eminence by the government of India. Professor Kumar is an accomplished legal scholar and works in the field of human rights and development, comparative constitutional law, terrorism and national security, corruption and governance, law and disaster management, legal education and higher education. He has 7 books and over 150 publications to his credit and has published widely in peer journals, law reviews, and international publishing house based in Hong Kong, India, Japan, Singapore, UK, and the USA. Professor Kumar has academic qualifications from the University of Oxford, University of Hong Kong, University of Delhi, and Loyola College, University of Madras. He served as a faculty member at the School of Law of City University of Hong Kong for many years. Professor Kumar was awarded the Rhodes Scholarship at the University of where he obtained his Bachelor of Civil.
Anand, we can't hear you.
I hope I am audible.
No, briefly, you were muted.
Okay, maybe some internet issues. So I'm just coming to the end. And he also obtained a Bachelor of Law LLB degree from University of Delhi Campus Law Center, where he was my senior. And it's my honor and pleasure to invite him to interact with you for the very first time. I am sure the students here, 116 students and parents are in the call now. Most of you will be interacting with him for the very first time. And it's such a beautiful opportunity for you to engage with your Vice Chancellor and your Dean of Law School. So without any further delay, it's a long bio, and I will rather like our founding Vice Chancellor to speak to you on today's topic. So over to you, sir, and most welcome to this session. And thank you so much for finding time from your busy schedule and with being with us this afternoon, this evening. Over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Anand. And I hope I am audible to all of you. First of all, I want to thank my colleague, Professor Anand Prakash Mishra, my very dear colleagues, Abhay Oja and Aditya Anand, and the entire admissions team of Jindal Global Law School for their tireless work, especially over the last few days since the announcement of the LSAT results. I want to thank all the students and the parents who are present here, and especially those who have secured admission. I want to extend my heartiest congratulations to each one of you. I want to especially congratulate the students who are present here, because I know that this is a very tough year when you have spent so much time preparing for your 12th standard, and then on top of it, you have to take the entrance examination, and now you need to be getting ready for your exam, but also your college studies. So a lot of stress at various levels, but I think in some ways, this results and your securing of admission to the 5-year law program, at least to many of you, is a welcome breather. So let me begin by saying that you are indeed in a very, very fortunate situation to have been admitted to Jindal Global Law School. The last 14 years of the journey of Jindal Global Law School has been absolutely outstanding. It's quite remarkable that in our country, we've been able to establish a university barely 13 years ago. And to begin with, it started in a very modest manner. as a university with one school. And today we have 12 different schools, starting with the law school. We have 10,000 plus students from 45 countries and over 1,000 full-time faculty members from nearly 50 countries in the world. That's the university today. And the law school has been the crowning glory of OP Jindal Global University, having been ranked as India's first ranked law school, overtaking all the national law schools, including the National Law School, Bangalore, in the QS World University Rankings. As a university also, we are ranked number one, especially with regard to the private universities in India. But in the law school ranking, we are ranked both number one in public and private. And this is all publicly available documents which you can check out just to know the status of the institution. It's a very important moment for all the students who are present here to think in terms of what choices they want to make. But all I can say is that you are in a very privileged situation. You have been admitted to the 5-year law program. At the outset, I must say that there is a lot of confusion and even anxiety and complete sense of misunderstanding that is prevailing among students and parents regarding the 5-year law program. Having studied the 3-year law program in Delhi University in the year 1994 to 97, before which I did the BCom degree from Loyola College, Madras in 1991 to 1994, I want to assure each parent and each student that all the 3 5-year law programs are identical. There is no distinction between the BA LLB program, the BBA LLB program, and the BCom LLB program as far as the curriculum and the course structure and the course outline is concerned. In fact, this particular point I'm talking about, the similarity between these courses require a bit of explanation so that you understand. The common features of all these programs, that is the BA LLB program, the BBA LLB program, and the BCom LLB program, are that they all have 24 law courses, including 4 clinical courses. They have 8 honors courses in law, and moot courts are available across all the programs hosted by the Jindal Global Law School's Moot Court Society. Arbitration, negotiation, and mediation programs are across the law school through the ADR Society. And all students, BCom LLB, BBA LLB, and BA LLB students have short-term study abroad and dual degree program. And there is no such distinction made between these 3 5-year law programs. Now, what is indeed the difference in the program? So out of the over 51 courses that a student studies at Jindal Global Law School, having enrolled in any one of the 5-year law programs, there are effectively 3 important, essentially 2 courses that are different from each other. The BA LLB students will study History 1 and History 2. The BBA LLB students will study Business Environment and Principles of Marketing and Management. And the BCom LLB students will do Auditing and Secretarial Practice and Principles of Accounting. Interestingly, this is another doubt many students have. There is no mathematics that is being taught at all. Neither the BCom LLB has mathematics, nor the BBA LLB has mathematics. So there is no question of having any study of mathematics in any one of these 5-year law programs. Now, interestingly, we also offer, which you will take almost 200 plus elective courses that we offer in the university, from which the students, regardless of whichever school that they are part of, can take 6 elective courses. The other thing, essentially, the point I want to draw more importantly is that the faculty members are identical. The international collaborative opportunities are identical. The internship opportunities in the form of experiential learning are identical. And the opportunity to get potential jobs out of these degrees are also identical. So I want to begin by saying that there's absolutely no distinction between these three programs, barring the opportunity to study a couple of courses which are different from each other. The second point I want to mention is that BCom LLB program in many ways is part of an effort to bridge the gap between the theoretical understanding of what potentially a corporate lawyer would do and to connect that with some of the more foundational aspects of the business world, which is essentially accounting and auditing, both of which I believe are going to be useful skill sets and knowledge sets that one can have as one looks at the future of corporate legal sector. All other aspects are pretty much similar. Now, it is also useful to mention that BCom degree as such has been one of the most popular degree formulations for a lot of reasons, including the career paths that can potentially be available in the banking sector, in the consultancy sector, in marketing and investment sector, industrial and manufacturing sector, policy planning sector, and other regulatory sectors as well. In some ways, because of its wide ambit, those who have ended up studying BCom, and I'm not talking about BCom LLB, I'll come back to it in a minute. Those who have studied BCom have ended up becoming auditors, accountants, business analysts, stockbroker, finance officer, company secretary, finance consultant, tax accountant, finance and accounting managers, budget analysts, and many more. In a way, it prepares you for recognizing the inherent knowledge and skill sets that is expected out of a person who has not only studied law, but also have taken efforts to understand the corporate sector. The pathways for people who end up studying BCom as a separate course include Chartered Accountancy, MBA, MCom, and I dare say LLB. And my own journey was that I did BCom from Loyola College, Madras, and then pursued the LLB degree from Faculty of Law, University of Delhi. Our Chancellor, Mr. Jindal, also studied BCom at Hansraj College, and then he did his MBA from the University of Texas, Dallas. It's not just few such people whose names mentioned. Already it was mentioned by Professor Anand Prakash Mishra, the former Union Finance Minister, Mr. Arun Jaitley, the great Deepak Parakh, who was the man behind the housing and finance company, the HDFC, another distinguished BCom graduate. And there are many more. I don't intend to mention even Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla also did BCom. So BCom is a very well-known, well-accomplished, well-reputed course. The most important distinction to what we are offering to what other courses are available is a strong commitment to interdisciplinarity, a strong vision on focus on internationalization, and also an equally important commitment towards promoting experiential learning, including internships, all of which makes the BCom program a very attractive proposition. All right. Let me quickly move to why Jindal. In some ways, this is a very foundational question because the Jindal Global Law School and OP Jindal Global University has acquired a new benchmark for promoting high-quality international education. We have now begun to attract some of the finest students who have opportunities to study anywhere in the world, but have chosen to join Jindal and have become part of our alumni in several courses. The definitive aspects of Jindal are 5 aspects, which I'm sure you know it. We have the most outstanding and amazing faculty, the qualifications and the experience and the passion and the dedication they bring to the classroom is simply unparalleled. The second aspect of Jindal Global Law School is our strong and robust effort to build international collaborations, which has culminated in our students pursuing exchange program, dual degree program, short-term study abroad program at Berkeley, at Cornell, at Harvard, at Oxford, at Fletcher, and at Columbia, and many other places. So the first aspect is on faculty, the second aspect is on internationalization. The third aspect of our law school is on our commitment to research. We have over 35 plus research centers, and our faculty members work very closely with our students to pursue the research opportunities so that they can publish. The fourth aspect is our strong commitment to interdisciplinarity, which essentially means that law is a discipline that ought to have other disciplines connected with each other, and hence being a pure lawyer and studied law in one discipline may not help you to become a well-rounded lawyer, and that's exactly what our BCom LLB honors degree does. And the last bit is our strong commitment to what we call experiential learning through internships and placements. I want to end by saying, and I want to have a Q&A session, is that it's absolutely important for you to know that these three nomenclatures of the 5-year program does not hold any unique aspect for you to be concerned about in the future. You would be graduating with a 5-year law program. In some institutions, they have used the nomenclature BA LLB, in some others BCom LLB, and some others BA LLB. I can assure you that whatever you end up studying at Jindal will be of high quality in terms of institutional infrastructure, regardless of whichever nomenclature or degree nomenclature that is given to you. I want to end by saying that this is a very special moment for each one of you. I sincerely hope that you are able to take an informed decision on what is it that you really want to do in your future. And we are here to support you. And I look forward to meeting each one of you when you enter the portals of this institution. Once again, I want to take this moment to congratulate you and indeed thank your parents in particular, who I know have made huge personal and professional sacrifices to bring you to where you are today. And this is a moment for us to express a debt of gratitude for their contribution in your growth and development, and for you to move into a very important stage of life in which you will have greater freedom to be able to function, and with all freedom comes responsibility. With those words, I'm going to invite you to ask your questions. Thank you.
So thank you so much, sir. There is a lot of questions have already come up, and we can start with the first two. There is a question about BA LLB and UPSC exams, whether BA LLB program in particular help in the UPSC exam, or the BCom LLB and BBA LLB are equally helpful if somebody wants to become an IS officer, want to take the UPSC exam.
Great. So essentially, the answer is very simple. Most students who end up doing this end up taking law as a subject. And so clearly that's one possibility. And since you study all subjects, allied subjects, you can take among the list of subjects in the BCom, in the UPSC preparation, you can choose other subjects as well. You know, I must say this, that taking UPSC, you don't even need to be a lawyer to take law as a subject. I actually, in recent times, even met people who are not professionally trained lawyers who have taken law subject to do well in UPSC. So any subject is possible, so long as you are prepared to work hard for it.
So the next question is about whether I can become a Supreme Court judge if I pursue a BCom LLB. And these are interesting questions from young people.
Yeah, so the answer is very simple. In fact, I would love to get some data on the Supreme Court judges, but I know Justice Arjun Sikri did his BCom, and there are, I'm sure if we look at it carefully, we'll end up finding many more Supreme Court judges ended up studying BCom as their first degree. They would have either done BCom or BA economics before they end up, joining the legal profession. So absolutely yes to it. BCom empowers you and enables you to do anything, including to become a judge of the Supreme Court of India.
So I just had a look at the Supreme Court website after I saw this question. And rightly, sir, our Chief Justice is an economics graduate. But then Justice Aniruddha Bose, Justice Bela Trivedi, I found even Justice Sanjay Kumar recently, sworn in as Supreme Court judge, and quite a few. There is a lot of BCom LLB people who are like sitting judges of the Honorable Supreme Court. So it doesn't make any difference actually, whether it's a BCom or BBA or BA. It's all LLB honors degree. It's a 5-year LLB. Because historically, I remember when this 5-year law program was started in India, it was started as 5-year LLB honors program. Many universities simply call it LLB honors, and there was no prefix of BA, BBA, BCom. Later on, these prefixes came up, and even unique prefixes like entire Mumbai University call it BLS LLB, the Pune University call it BSL LLB. Many universities have provided BSW
Actually,
LLB,
Anand,
BTech LLB.
the reality,
LLB degree.
So Anand, the reality is all these nomenclatures are a figment of imagination. There is no such BCom or BA or BBA being pursued. All students, and I have to tell you, all parents, when you decide to join a 5-year law program, you can rest assured you are joining a 5-year law program. The outcome of it could be any of these nomenclatures. It doesn't really matter. You will be given the same kind of opportunities that these programs will give you, regardless of whichever specific program you are enrolled in.
Wonderful, sir. So there are 2 interesting questions. One is from an anonymous attendee who has asked, I have opted for BA LLB but not BCom LLB. Still, I want to pursue corporate law careers. Will it make any difference? And the second question is, I have studied science stream all my life. If I take, and I don't know anything about commerce, Harish has asked this question, will we be able to catch up with the studies if I choose BCom LLB?
Yeah, the answer is very simple, Harish. I just told you, out of the 52 courses that a 5-year law student studies, 50 courses are identical between the BA LLB, the BCom LLB, and the BBA LLB. 2 courses are different, and both of which does not require any prerequisite and does not require any prior knowledge. So if I were you, I would of course take the BCom LLB, because I will essentially slightly empower me to be able to be part of the corporate sector, to understand the business world, to understand a bit of what is happening with the stock markets, to understand how to read a balance sheet, to understand what are the requirements of accounting practice, to understand and ensure that you understand the way auditing happens. So in a way, nothing changes whether you do any of these courses. But if you have slightest inclination or a stronger inclination towards corporate sector, the BCom LLB provides you with the vocabulary, the perspective to be able to understand the corporate sector. The answer to the first person's question is, of course not. There are people who study BA LLB and they join a law firm, they work in the corporate legal sector. So because of the fact that 50 courses are identical and only 2 courses are different, it doesn't really matter.
Great, sir. I will rather add, initially when our law school started in 2009, for the first 4 years, it was only BA LLB graduates. They went on to join in every corporate law firm. There are many leading law schools, including the National Law School in Bangalore or Nalsar Hyderabad or NLU Delhi, they offer only BLLB. There is no BBLLB or BCom LLB program. So it makes no difference at all if you want to pursue corporate law. It's BALLB, BBLLB, BCom LLB, all are just LLB 5-year programs. Now, Tejaswini has an interesting question. What is a 0-day offer? And I will like my colleagues, here to post our 0-day, placement brochure.
So Tejaswini, the most important part of the 0-day offer is that you end up getting offer of appointment into an organization or a firm at least a year before you are graduating. So if you are in the 5-year law program, let's say you are joining in 2023 this year, in August, you'll be graduating in 2028 in the month of June. If you get the job in 2028, which is the graduating year, that's great. You would have got placement, and that's good. Many people do. But imagine you get a job in 2027, a year earlier, 1 year before you're graduating. Now, that is called a 0-day placement. And we have been consistently having a very good 0-day placement. It happens when A, the institution is having a very strong national and international reputation. B, the students who are part of the institution are motivated and highly engaged and very knowledgeable and smart and intelligent. C, the institution ought to have a robust career services program which coordinates with these organizations. D, the career services program should ensure that the firms are prepared to undertake 0-day placement, because many a time the firms do not want to do it because they need to make a commitment at the earlier stage. And the last bit is about the fact that the students should be good enough to be able to maintain their grades in such a manner that after they graduate as well, nothing changes in their situation, because after all, the firm is making a determination to select the students at least a year before their graduation, not even being sure whether they would complete these courses successfully. So prior grades will matter, especially with regard to 0-day placements.
So there is a question about dual degree program. That's a very, I will like to update on this. 104 students secured day 0 placements this year at our law school. And they're all studying now. They got the job last year in 22. And it was truly remarkable. One particular law firm in Mumbai called Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas recruited 44 students, like one single campus, one law firm recruiting these many graduates as future associates is unheard of. That could be probably the first ever in our country. So a lot of students are securing day 0 placements through even pre-placement of offers and also on campus placement mode. So now there is a question from Sanjeev Prasad on dual degree program. Can you please brief about it?
Sure. Thank you, Sanjeev, for your question. So we have two types of programs which enable you to obtain multiple degrees during and after your studies. We have something called the Pathways LLM program that will enable our students to pursue LLM program while they are about to complete their final year of studies and can go abroad. We have a very substantive partnership with King's College London. We have several other partners with whom we pursue the Pathways LLM program. The dual degree program is something that we have done with some of the leading American law schools, where we do 2+2 program. If you are a 3-year LLB student, or 4+2 program if you are a 5-year integrated law student. The idea of this program is to be able to have ability to practice law in the United States, even after studying in India, and to be able to admit to the bar in that country. In a way, the dual degree program will help you save significant amount of resources and also 2 years of your time, 1 year in India and 1 year abroad, if you choose to pursue a dual degree program. In fact, increasingly, the global norm for many, many students is to pursue the dual degree program, and being part of a dual degree program means that you are able to end up getting more value at lesser time.
So wonderful, sir. I mean, there is an interesting question which has come from an anonymous attendee, and I will like you to take it up. The question is not fully correct, but the student has asked, or parent, where does Jindal's money go if it takes almost 10 lakh rupees per year and it's a not-for-profit university?
Well, it's a great question. I really appreciate the parent to have asked this question. So I have always maintained that high quality education is expensive and it requires resources. So let's say the world's topmost universities are Harvard, Yale, Oxford, Cambridge, Stanford, and other type of law schools there. It will be approximately the cost of education in these institutions will be approximately 1 crore per annum. And that will enable you to study at a premier law school if it's in the United States. And it will be around 60 to 70 lakhs of rupees if it is about the UK. Now, we at Jindal were very conscious of the fact that we cannot and should not be charging the type of fee that these universities abroad would charge. So we decided early on that we will have to pitch these fee structures in the Indian context. But at the same time, we were recruiting faculty members from around the world. We were recruiting the smartest individuals from these institutions, including from Oxford and Cambridge and Harvard and Yale and Stanford and Columbia and Berkeley and others. We were paying significant amount of resources for our faculty so that we attract the best minds. We were also conscious that the Indian context needs to be understood, appreciated. How do we provide access? If you look at the Indian context, we had the public institutions. We had where taxpayers' money, you and I we have fund these students. The students are charged very relatively lower amounts, although that's not the case with most national law schools. I studied in Delhi University where my fee was approximately 500 rupees or less. Anand, would that be accurate? When I don't know what you paid when I studied.
Sir, you paid the fee in 94, so it could be 500 rupees. My time it was 1,900 in the year 2000.
I paid 500 rupees per annum as tuition fee, and now it's probably
5,000.
So now, but if you look at a typical national law school, they charge the cost of education will be not less than 4 lakhs of rupees if you add tuition and living and everything. These are public institutions, but they also get taxpayer support, but yet they charge well. The Indian School of Business, Hyderabad, I remember very well, which is an Indian private institution, charges nearly 25 lakhs of rupees per annum. So we had a few models to consider, and we decided that we should not charge so much like the ISB, and decided that we will pitch our fee structure at least 5 times less than the Indian School of Business in Hyderabad, 20 times less than Harvard Law School, and at least 10 times less than Oxford University. So that's how the fee structure was evolved. Now, honestly, we could do that only because of the generous philanthropy of our founding chancellor and benefactor, Mr. Naveen Jindal. Our tuition fee simply does not allow us to have resources to maintain a world-class infrastructure like us. Our campus is entirely air-conditioned. All our facilities are world-class, benchmark with the best in the world. So in some ways, we are a hugely subsidized institution. If the tuition fee that we need to be charging for what our cost is and what our services are for what we provide to our students, we should be charging at least 5 times more than what we are charging. Because of the philanthropy that we have with Mr. Jindal, we have subsidized it and are charging 5 times less than what we should be charging. And on top of it, we are offering scholarships and fellowships to students who may not be able to afford. So in a way, this is a very important point which all of us should remember, that this is the most critical aspect of a good institution, which is how it is able to maintain a reasonably accessible fee structure and enable a large number of students to access. Now, I did go to Harvard Law School, but I did not spend 1 crore there because I got 100% scholarship. I also went to Oxford University. The tuition fee that Oxford University was charging, along with the living cost, would be over 55 lakhs of Indian rupees. But I did not spend that money because Rhodes Scholarship enabled me to do it. Now, these are 800-year-old institutions or 400-year-old institutions. In due course, I'm hoping that our alumni will also make contributions so that we can also offer such generous scholarships to students, and many more can have greater access to our institution.
So thank you so much for that elaborate answer, sir. Meanwhile, what I did, I just checked the universities internationally, which are ranked comparable to us. And I could see if we are 70th ranked in the world, the universities which are comparable is University of Glasgow in the UK, Copenhagen in Denmark, Bristol in the UK, University of Auckland is the leading university of New Zealand, even City University of Hong Kong. In law, it's a 65th rank now, and we are 70th rank. And in the US, we have University of Technology, Sydney, the Sydney UTS. Similarly, George Washington University, GWU, it's 76th rank. Tilburg University is 76th rank. Trinity College, Dublin is 78th rank. These are below us. And if I look at the fees, if we are the way we are situated internationally as a law school, I'm talking only about law, not overall university, our fee is at least maybe 5 to 10 times lesser than what George Washington University or Tilburg University or Trinity College Dublin or Victoria University of Wellington or even the University of Paris, they charge, which are lower than us in global rankings in law school. So our students in certain ways are privileged to receive world-class education at Indian cost in an Indian campus, because even I will like to recall 2012 report of Ernst & Young, the EY FICCI report. In 2012, they had earmarked only ISB Hyderabad and Jindal Global Law School as 2 premium institutions of private higher education in India out of the entire country they had listed. And this is a very, very well-researched report by EY, analysts and scholars. And if I compare the cost today, ISB cost has been more than 35 lakh. It's no more 25, sir. So it's, of course, in Indian context, we may appear to be expensive institution, but in reality, when you compare it globally, I believe it's an amazing opportunity for students to receive world-class education in India, in Delhi, and at much lesser cost and with much more opportunities. We provide a lot of dual degrees. One thing what a student asked, I doubt any university in Asia I'm talking about even in law schools in Singapore, Hong Kong, mainland China, and Taiwan, offer those kind of opportunities which our students have. And even dedicated summer schools and winter schools and study abroad programs and the short-term study abroad program. So I think that question was good. It fueled our imagination also about what we are doing. But let us move to more questions. And there is a question about whether to, I have been admitted in BCom LLB and can I migrate to BBA LLB? It's not needed, but the student has asked a question. And there is another question. Do you think BCom LLB will provide better opportunities in corporate world? So I will like you to.
Well, first of all, I don't think there is, after this talk in particular, there should be any doubts among anybody for moving from one program to the other. I think the BCom LLB program is as good as any other program and make the best use of it. The answer to the second question is, interestingly, while there are no inherent differences or distinctions between any of these programs from the standpoint of acceptability in the corporate sector, the study of the auditing, balance sheet, and accounting practices and things like that will put you in good stead. I mean, that's like a skill set and knowledge set what I have. I mean, people learn that independently. But if you are interested in the legal corporate sector, then knowing the way a balance sheet is prepared, it will actually help you to understand the corporate sector. Will help you to understand the nature of the business and the risks associated with the business. To be able to understand auditing also is important, because increasingly we are moving into a world of greater degree of compliances. I mean, when Anand spoke early on, he talked about something called, where Hari Salve, for example, is one of those persons who has both corporate, both BCom and LLB degrees. And as a chartered accountant, everybody knows he's one of our most distinguished lawyers, but his standing as a chartered accountant helped him to be a better lawyer as well.
So wonderful, sir. I mean, these are some interesting questions, and it's so good we are discussing that. We have around 15 minutes time left. So there is a question about a student exchange program that Jindal offers. Aditya Raghuvanshi has asked this question. And I think we can combine this with even other international.
What is the question? What is the question?
Student exchange programs.
Oh, there is a Aditya. There are so many such opportunities. Anand, I think it's only fair to provide a brochure, because we have partnership with over 200 law schools and universities around the world, in Australia, in the United States, in UK, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in South Korea, in Taipei, in simply around the world. So please, give them a brochure so that they can study it carefully.
Sure, sir. We will do that. I request my colleagues to share that. There is a question of an anonymous attendee.
No, don't
any specializations available.
Don't call them anonymous attendee. They are all attendees.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's appearing like that. So there is no such a specialization. I mean, you can build your specialization with the elective system which we have. I mean, as a law school, we probably offer the largest number of electives which any law school in the world offers, because I have done a bit of research about it. Harvard Law School offers more than 100 elective courses, what I read on their website. Our law school offers 250 electives every academic semester. And there is nothing as such like BA LLB with corporate law, or BA LLB with constitutional law, or BA LLB with a specialization in criminal law. There can't be like that. It's an LLB honors program itself. So you are getting LLB honors whether BA, BBA, BCom. And then you can build your specialization by choosing electives carefully during the program. And you can build your expertise in any area of law, from IP to, actually, we are the only law school adding 500 full-time faculty members. It's a large faculty. Any chosen area of law, there are some 20 to 30 full-time scholars and professors who are researching and publishing and writing and teaching. And whether you choose international trade and investment law, or you choose cyber law, or sports law, or fashion law, or any even newly emerging areas of IT and innovation related laws, or food and biotechnology related laws, you have professors offering courses, and you can build a specialization on your own based on your interests. So the answer to your question is there is no specialization officially in the BA-LLB program, because LLB honors program is itself a specialization, a slight degree. I am fully aware.
So Anand,
that few
I think this
universities
is
in our country, to make it attractive, otherwise they offer. Yeah,
Anand, this is a fascinating, exercise, and I'm very excited about this conversation. I have a meeting to attend now, but I want to, if there's any pressing questions, I will take it up. I see that there are over 200 participants, so I hope that they were benefited by this. But I look forward to seeing you all on campus. The campus has become so beautiful. In fact, I want to tell all of you that in the last 2 years, we have made so much of investments and improvement in physical infrastructure. We have built 50 new classrooms. We have upgraded all our existing classrooms. We have created so much of student spaces. We have built a new cricket ground in the form of a floodlit cricket. We have also created a new jogging track. Of course, both our football and hockey grounds are also floodlit, so it can play at night. We always had tennis courts, but they've all been upgraded. We also now have a badminton court. And as we speak, we are building a world-class sports stadium. We have a Olympic-sized swimming pool, but we want to make it to be enabled to be used all year round. We are also building squash courts and many other things as we speak. And of course, we've recently brought in so many food outlets. The latest one is Chayos, which is coming into campus. But I believe Baskin Robbins came last week. So it's not just all academics. There are lots of other things happening on campus, especially for those who are going to be living on campus, and residential universities need to pay a lot of attention to the overall, campus experience. Our physical infrastructure, we pay a lot of attention to it. We don't ignore it. I mean, while we have the best faculty from who we have brought from around the world and from India, while we have the best of international collaborative opportunities, we pay an extraordinary amount of attention to our infrastructure, including our classrooms, our offices, our seminar rooms, our conference rooms, our lecture theaters, our sports facilities, our medical facilities, our entire dining hall facilities, our food courts, and of course, what happens inside the hostels as well. So I invite you to come to campus. For all the students and parents who are here, especially who are thinking about whether you can consider or afford or even aspire to study at Jindal, whether you have taken the decision or not, I invite you to come to campus, because it is seeing is what is believing. I can sit here in the Zoom call and tell you all about how wonderful our campus is, how wonderful our faculty are. But as good potential lawyers, you need to do the due diligence, and you need to visit and evaluate and talk to people, talk to people in the legal community, talk to lawyers, talk to judges, talk to law academics, talk to people who are in the field of law, visit the campus, talk to our own faculty, talk to our counselors, and then make an informed decision as to where you want to study, because this decision is going to be essentially a life-changing decision. I cannot tell you the kind of changes that are happening in the world of law. Today, with artificial intelligence and robotics and machine learning emerging, the future of law is going to be dramatically different from what it is today. The traditional approaches towards the study of law will have to be reconsidered, and the institutions that are going to be at the forefront of legal education are the ones who are prepared to offer high quality education, globally engaged education, interdisciplinary education, research oriented education, experiential learning oriented education, industry interface education. Those are the institutions which are going to shape the future of legal education. Old schools, traditional law schools, which have been existent for a very long time, which have not had an opportunity to reinvent and reimagine themselves, have not been able to attract the finest minds, have not been able to produce research. Can you believe Jindal Global Law School faculty, the last 1 year alone, have produced over 150 Scopus Index publications? This number is more than all the national law schools of India put together. So all the 28 national law schools of India have not been able to publish what one law school such as Jindal Global Law School faculty members have published. So in a way, what I want you to understand is that the world of education has changed quite dramatically. 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago, you could be part of an institution. It almost does not matter what is being taught and how you are absorbing and observing and engaging with the faculty. Today, more than ever, the need for developing a legal mind, an analytical mind, a critical mind, an evaluative mind is so important for you to be able to build the future of legal profession. I am convinced that artificial intelligence and robotics is going to dramatically change the way legal profession is in the next decade. As you know, ChatGPT has already arrived, and that also means that education institutions need to reconsider how they function. The future of examination, assessment, grading, evaluation, all of which will have to change because ChatGPT as a program will pretty much do better than what any student can do. So in some ways, innovation and reimagination will be the key words for universities, law schools, and the professions. So for those students who are thinking about the future, they need to be mindful that what got you here will not get you there. And that's a mantra that I want you to have as you think about the future of your own careers and your study opportunities. With those words, I want to really congratulate each one of you and also your parents in particular. I cannot help but thank them for all the sacrifices that they've made all these years to support you in your endeavors. I know that some of them are essentially first time, supporting anybody in their families to become a lawyer. They may have come from professions such as medicine and engineering and architecture and all those things, but they have their son or daughter wanting to become a lawyer. They are not like the three idiots parents. They are parents who are supportive of the children's aspirations and dreams, are ready to fulfill them. And so what has also happened, I must tell you, the parents in particular, is that when I went to law school in 1994, majority of my friends had legal background. Their parents came from families who had lawyers, sometimes 2 generations of lawyers. But I'm happy to report to you that now, and I noticed that for the last 1 decade, we are seeing an extraordinary revolution in the legal education and in the legal profession. Majority of our law students come from family backgrounds who are not lawyers. They come from other professions. They are first generation lawyers. But because the democratization of legal profession has enabled a generation of bright lawyers to come into the profession, be it as litigators, as transaction lawyers, as in-house counsels. They are able to get the kind of opportunities that I believe are going to put them in good stead. So for all the parents, you can rest assured that the future of your children is actually pretty secure, so long as they are able to pursue good quality education that will enable and empower them to pursue the legal profession and fulfill their dreams and aspirations. For all the students, I want to wish you the very best as you complete your 12th standard successfully. And regardless of whatever decision you take as to where you want to pursue your legal studies, I want to wish you the very best. But I will only say by ending that your decision to study at an institution should be based upon which institution that you want to pursue the 5-year program, and not on the basis of which degree nomenclature that you want to pursue. That is absolutely immaterial, as we have articulated in the last 1 hour, that regardless of whichever degree nomenclature, you will end up studying law, and that is exactly what you're being trained for. Thank you and congratulations.
So thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. And I will be taking few more questions. I'm glad all the students and parents could hear from the Vice Chancellor himself. But few questions which require my attention now is one is about practical questions the students have asked, the parents have asked. One student has asked about campus visit. So I will like to tell you the campus visit is open for all the days during this month. You should prefer during Monday to Saturday, preferably during 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you should have lunch on campus. That is always offered to all the visitors. The campus visit is usually even after this month of February and March, it remains open 5 days a week. The university functions Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. will remain ideal to visit on any day throughout the year. There is a question about guest house.
We are also taking walk-in campus tours now. So if anybody has to do a registration for campus tour, can directly come to the campus also. And because there could be some possibility whereby nobody has registered. So walking campus tours are also available, sir.
Yes, wonderful. Why not we, send the campus tour registration link?
I'm attaching that, sir.
So you can just, that will be wonderful that if you could inform the university well in advance. There is a question about visiting the campus after 12 boards. Most welcome, Probir. There is another question about there are actually quite a few questions about mental health facilities on campus. I should tell you, we have a dedicated, it's a campus with 9,000 full-time students residing. And of course, we have dedicated a psychological counseling center as well as a center for wellness and student well-being. So we have trained psychologists and psychotherapists, as well as a comprehensive health center having almost half dozen doctors, 5 physiotherapists, some 20 nursing staff, and separate beds for both male and female patients. These facilities are all there. You should come and visit the. There is someone who is asking about shuttle service from New Delhi railway station. Actually, there is a shuttle service from Hyderpur Metro railway station. That's the nearest metro to the campus. And from any place in Delhi, thank you, Abhay, for posting that link of submitting campus visit registration. So from any place in Delhi, the services of Ola and Uber, the services of this, taxi providers is there. Also, a virtual tour of campus. There is a question from Mr. Manjuna Gowda, and it's actually in your offer letter. If you have received an offer of admission, you can find it. There is a virtual campus tour available. There are very nice YouTube videos now The world has moved beyond, virtual tour, because students of us, some of our very bright students on their own, they have got some beautiful campus videos. And I will encourage some of you to just Google JGU campus, a student video or something. You'll find some amazing videos and everything shot by our students on their own. And even I was surprised to find some of very, very inspiring videos of entire campus, hostel room. Yesterday, I was watching a video posted by a girl student about 1 month on campus, the experience of spending a month. So the campus is fully vibrant now. You can even find a lot of material on the internet nowadays. This is a very interesting question. There's a student who has asked about, will I be eligible to appear in the UPSC exam at the end of third year itself in the 5-year BA or BBLLB course? So let me tell you, you don't get a degree after 3 years. And that is where I had a question from a girl student who asked about BA Legal Studies program. That can you elaborate about Nitya Jain? Nitya has asked a question. Sir, can you please explain about BA Legal Studies? So I will actually tell you that BA Legal Studies is the newest innovation and experiment in legal education by our law school in India. It's a popular program internationally. It's a 3-year BA degree in law. It's not an LLB degree. You cannot become an advocate. But with a BA law, you move to 3-year LLB. So what the student has asked about taking UPSC exam after 3 years, you can't do that in a 5-year law program. 5-year law program is like you get 1 degree after 5 years. It's a commitment of 5 years. So 23 you join, 28 you graduate. Before 28 you get nothing. For any reason, if you have to leave the program after 2 years or 3 years or 4 years even, you get nothing. So it's a 5-year integrated program. But the BA Legal Studies, you get your first degree in 26. And then you again have a lot of options. You have a secured admission in 3-year LLB at Jindal. It's a popular postgraduate LLB program. At the same time, you have an option to say move to another institutions. Say MLS Bangalore, you can do a 3-year LLB, or go to Campus Law Center, Delhi University, where we have studied. Or you can even move to some international universities. You can go to Cambridge or Oxford or King's College London or other places. So in 5-year program, you will become eligible to take UPSC exam only in 2028 when you get your 5-year, get your degree, or when you are the appearing candidate, if the appearing candidates are allowed in the UPSC system. So those who are very keen about UPSC, you may reconsider the choice of joining a 3-year BA honors program. And because you become eligible early, 2 years before you can take, IS exam, and you can take 2 attempts before your batchmates could graduate in the 5-year program. So there is a question about a scholarship, and Nitya, I will be candid with you. We will have a dedicated session on BA Legal Studies, so nothing to worry about it. I will spend at least 1 hour talking about that program and answering your questions in very near future. Vikas said, asked about scholarship benchmarks and all. So see, there is only one benchmark. The annual parental income should not be more than 30 lakh rupees. Then only you are eligible for scholarship. So annual parental income limit is one criteria. Then, of course, your LSAT merit is considered. So as students who are above 80 percentile score, they should submit applications for scholarship. And after the admission process is over, all the students who are admitted in the program, only they are considered for a scholarship award. So we consider all the applications. If your ITR or Form 16 or any other, government certificate for parental income, the criteria of 30 lakh or less is satisfied, less than 30 lakh parental income satisfied, you will be considered. I don't think anyone below 80 percentile will receive a scholarship because number of scholarships are limited. And those above 94 percentile or 95 percentile, they can get higher scholarships at 25% or 50% or 75%. So we'll be sending a mail to all of you, particularly those who are above 80 percentile, about a scholarship application form as well as, the link to submit the form. How can you send your ITR? And we facilitate this. It's our job to get it done. The only thing is, I will be candid that those students who do not need a scholarship, that means they can afford the cost. They should not worry about this entire process, because if their annual parental income exceeds 30 lakh, even if you have a 99.99 percentile or 100 percentile, there is one student this time who has 100 percentile score. He or she may not get a scholarship if annual parental income is higher than 30 lakh. So in my experience, I have met a lot of students who are very high percentile, but who do not get the financial benefit. The students with lesser percentile also, who come from, middle income families or the families of government jobs or employees of, civil services or defense or other fields, they receive scholarships. Generally, courtroom lawyers and legal professionals and law firm partners and those kind of parents, they are not eligible because of their ITRs exceeding, the minimum limit. So that is what I have to say about the scholarship. You will receive our mail. The time is up and we have to close the session, but I will assure you, we will meet again, and welcome to the university. Whenever your schedule permits, my colleague Abhay is in the session. Aditya Anand is in the session, who is the in charge for 5-year law program admissions. And you should get in touch with them. You have our numbers and our email addresses and everything. So keep in touch. And of course, what Vice Chancellor Professor Rajkumar said, that it's a very important decision of pursuing your first degree, and particularly the law degree. You do your LLB only once, and it's important to choose the finest law school which you can afford, where you have secured admission. And JGLS is indeed the natural choice if you have taken LSAT and qualified the cutoff. So all the very best to everyone, and have a great evening ahead. Only 16 seats or 17 seats are available now in BCom LLB. All other admissions are closed. So after this, I think by midnight today, we might close admissions if all the remaining 16, 17 seats are filled, or maybe tomorrow. And then it will reopen after June LSAT exam for the remaining seats. So with these words, I would like to close the session. And I look forward to seeing many of you on campus, and also in future interactive sessions on Zoom like this. So thank you so much for joining us today, and all the very best.